Hi everyone, I'm Ben, and this is the Board Game Blueprint. This week, we'll be looking at a couple more dice options on the Game Crafter because they just keep adding new and cooler ones to their store. So let's jump on over to the table next door and see what we have in store. So you may already know that TGC offers custom or blank D6 dice in both the sticker dice size, which is maybe like 18 or 20 millimeters, and then the standard D6 16 millimeters. I want to say this is going to be a blank one from the custom printed dice, but they also offer a custom D4 and a custom D8, both in white as well, which I think is a really cool thing. You can kind of use these now instead of rolling for numbers or anything, just as awesome monuments maybe on your game board. And I believe that Chris from All Right Games is actually doing just that with some for his Mint Tin game Dark Spires. These both, yes, come in white again, and I've also seen, even if you want to go that extra mile, creating custom stickers for these dice so that you can make them whatever you want, because currently TGC does not offer them for custom printing just yet, or engraving, but maybe in the future, we'll see. Make it a side idea, and it could happen. But there you go, yeah, these are two other blanks in other dice denominations for you here. But in addition to that, there's also going to be these really cool dice. So this one is wooden, and it has a bunch of different colors on it. Yeah, kind of like the 6 main colors. Oh, there we go, a little bit more centrally located. And then here's a plastic version, and each of the colors has a different shape. So this calls to mind immediately the Lots game that I showed off a little bit ago by Royal N Games, I believe, and Zach there. But instead of tetrominoes, yeah, these are just going to be generic shapes and things, which is really cool. You get like an ingot here, and then let's see, yeah, a rectangle versus a square, sure. But yeah, these are also really fun to handle, and maybe they work in your game as well. I wanted to say that for a previous entry that I did for a Haba game design contest, they had something similar to this with different colors, and I used those similar to their Monza game, race car driving, and like basically Candyland aspect, yeah, but with dice instead of cards there. So I promise that was more fun than it sounds, but these dice will definitely be really fun for a game design of your own. Some dice that I wanted to show off that I didn't in a previous dice video are going to be these Lotus Dice, which come in a cool kind of amber pearl color. And I believe 3 of the faces have this logo of a lotus flower on them, and then the rest are blank. So maybe there's some kind of idea that can spring to mind just based on looking at these, whether they're fossilized imprints, or maybe, yeah, just something that's a little bit more garden-esque. I'm kind of working on a garden game right now, so that's on the tip of my tongue, the tip of my brain currently. But there's also, ooh yeah, these alien dice. I don't believe this one is glow-in-the-dark, holographic is what I can say. I don't believe these are glow-in-the-dark, but they definitely have that same view or feeling look to them, as well, obviously, a bunch of different icons. And so maybe, yeah, it's based on what the shapes are as opposed to the number that's represented on them could relate to some sort of mechanic there. Oh yeah, in fact, we see a 5 that has 4 and a spaceship versus just 4 eyes on the 4 side, and then the 6 is all 6 eyes. So yeah, maybe even for some kind of spaceship scary game. One of them that comes to mind is Nemesis, and maybe this die could be used in a similar fashion for something that you're working on. Whether it's aliens who are watching you or aliens who are coming to visit you, maybe, yeah, it's all entirely up to you. There we go, 2 movement or something like that. So really cool stuff that way. And yeah, these have been on there for a little bit, but I want to say that these ones that I'm about to show are a little bit newer still. So TGC has now animal dice, which is really quite cool. And what I mean by that is to show off these right here. Yeah, so different faces have different animals in different colors, which is just the coolest thing to me. I want to say that these are maybe 12 or 10 millimeter dice, a little bit smaller than the standard, maybe. What's the last time that I held a die? Nope, these look about right, so I'm just goofing on you. But I love all the different characters on them, yeah, so let me see if I can just try to show them all off. And they're different too, so there's like a woodland version, and then just another. I don't exactly know the denomination, but here's a horse, here's a fish, here is, oops, let's see here, a frog, here is a turtle, And let's see, here's an ant. And finally, there's a duck. I think it is. I can't actually tell. It might just be leaves and things, but that's... Oh, it's an eagle flying. Yeah, there's the head right there. Those are the feet, and then the rest of the wings. Oh, beautiful. Let me bring that up closer so that we can actually tell. Yes. Okay, now that I've seen it, I can't unsee it, which is great. But we also have over here on this one, a beaver, a rabbit on the 3, a raccoon on the 2, a squirrel on the 4, a skunk on the 5, and a possum or opossum on a 6. So yeah, these could be really cool for maybe some kind of game similar to, oh gosh, there is the hare and the tortoise, I think it's called, or maybe it's just called the tortoise and the hare, where animals are racing. You have the hare and the tortoise, and then maybe a fox and one other type. So using these dice, you could have maybe based on the animal that pops up, which one you're moving, or the number could also be used for something else if you decided like a different type of action. So yeah, these are really cool, and I love the pops and just the characters. Yeah, really, really awesome detail. Got to say, oh, and there you have it. How poetic, tortoise and the hare. Whew. So I got a couple more dice to go. Thank you for bearing with me. This one is a dinosaur die, which is similar to an animal one. But yeah, as we can see, each color is different, and each skeleton is different as well. So this is really cool. Could be combined maybe with some of those other paleontology games that we saw, that we looked at earlier. Although I don't think that these were quite available at that time. But maybe it'll spark, yeah, again, something new and something blue. We also then have this train die, and again a similar premise with different cars on them and different numbers. The typography is a little bit different and feels very I don't want to say mid-century, but very good for like the age of steam essentially. And yeah, I just really wanted to show this one off too. The size again is a little bit larger than the animal dice that we saw, so that kind of works because trains are larger than animals most of the time. And last, but certainly not least, for those of us, throwing so much into this one, who really like improvisation, we have these kind of conversation starter dice. So they are white with red words, and they have, yeah, different topics and things almost, or at least like a little bit of Mad Lib action where it'll ask you for some kind of category, verb, noun, I'm sure. Yep, there we go. And then what's the other type? Maybe it's just nouns and verbs. Oh, adjectives, of course. Can't forget the adjectives, as well as different question interrogatives, if you will. And that's really cool because, yeah, if you have a bunch of these and you're trying to set the scene maybe for an RPG game, you can roll them out and figure out, oh, how wet, oh geez, how about how cold instead? Yeah, how cold seems right. Are you to the character in the game, and kind of figuring things out that way. Maybe this is how players have to communicate. I don't know about that necessarily, but it certainly can get that, again, discussion, deliberation, conversation started between players if you need it. And to go along a little bit further with the RPG element here, there is this honkin' die right here. This is a D12, I want to say, and it has a bunch of different body parts on it. So maybe you're rolling to attack a goblin, and so you're going to roll this die to see what you hit, as opposed to maybe only having to do a fail and success with like a die against someone's armor class or something. You can just roll to see what happens in the narrative. Oh, the right hand gets chopped off, and the goblin is now bleeding profusely from the newly missing appendage. But another thing is, like, yeah, this could be for the attacker as well. It's a zombie goblin, and now it's gonna gnaw at your right leg there. I was joking before in the description of the previous video that maybe this is about tickling, and that could be kind of fun too. But I don't know when the last time that I had my I don't know, left hand tickled. That's not maybe quite the same thing, but you get the idea. And now that you've seen all these dice in action, yeah, we'll just kind of throw them all out onto the table at once and let you maybe stew something up in the comments about what the upturned roll could be about for your game. So here we go. This is going to be it right here. And oh, well, hopefully you can see enough of this stuff to just kind of get a general view about maybe some kind of crazy idea we'll interact with after the video has been uploaded. So these are some more, that's right, of the different and amazing dice that you can find on TGC, and who knows, yeah, whether they spark an idea of your own, a new one, right here on the spot, or if they would work perfectly for a design that you've had shelved for a little bit. They are now available for you to go ahead, mix and match, and see what you can come up with. I hope this video gave you a sufficient look at a couple more options to bring about or actualize some of those ideas that are rolling around in your head. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and click that bell icon so that you can stay notified when the next video goes up. As always, I'm Ben. This has been another episode of the Board Game Blueprint, and together, let's build something great.